a story to tell. It's the story of a city, a state. See how the people of Milwaukee and its surrounding area rallied to the support of the Braves to such an extent that their contagious spirit and enthusiasm helped to transform an uncoordinated seventh-place team into a top-flight pennant contender. This is your story. You wrote it. Now sit back and enjoy it. If one word could be used to describe the Braves' first season in Wisconsin, that word would be success. When the people of Milwaukee rolled out the red carpet to welcome the Braves, it was but a small picture of the prosperity both the team and town were to enjoy. The moment manager Charlie Grimm, along with his players, Max Serkant, Lou Burdett, George Crow, Jimmy Pendleton, and the rest of the squad, stepped off the train, they were subjected to the greatest display of hospitality and overall enthusiasm that baseball or any other sport has ever known. A native regalia led the parade through town as the Braves got their first look at their new teepee. Spectators 5 deep lined the sidewalks to cheer their new team. Many skeptics figured this fiery spirit displayed by the fans would soon die out, but how wrong they were. For this flame was to burn all season long with an exuberance never before experienced in any baseball city. Johnny Antonelli and Del Crandall appear overwhelmed by this welcoming, as do Jim Wilson and Warren Spahn. The loudest applause of the day was reserved for Mr. Lou Perini, president of the Braves. It was through his initiative and persistence that Milwaukee, after an absence of 50 years, was back in the big leagues. The Braves opened their season with a 2-0 shutout victory over the Redlegs at Cincinnati. Then Eddie Stanky's St. Louis Cardinals, with such stars as Stan Musial, Red Schoendienst, Enos Slaughter, and Jerry Staley, forming the nucleus of a team that figured to be one of the top clubs in the National League, came to Milwaukee to open the home season against the Braves. For this moment, perhaps the most historic in all Milwaukee sports history, a capacity crowd of some 34,000 fans jammed the new $5 million county stadium as Major League Baseball returned to the state of Wisconsin. Raw weather and gloomy skies made little difference to the chilled fans. To the tune of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," loyal Milwaukeeans began cheering loud and long. In the stands are Braves president Lou Perini, Milwaukee's #1 sportsman Fred Miller, and Charlie Perini. The governor of Wisconsin, the Honorable Walter J. Kohler, throws out the first ball, while Mr. Ford Frick, the commissioner of baseball, on the left, and Warren Giles, the president of the National League, look on. Charlie Grimm, a longtime favorite with Milwaukee baseball fans, returns as Milwaukee's first modern-day big league manager. Fans lucky enough to attend the opening game saw the Braves and Cardinals battle into extra innings, locked in a 2-2 stalemate. Then in the bottom of the 10th, Speedy Billy Bruton, the Braves' 23-year-old rookie center fielder, stepped to the plate. Jerry Staley, Cardinal pitcher, delivers, and Bruton smacks a long drive to right field that bounces off Slaughter's glove and caroms over the right field barrier. Bruton pulls up at third when umpire Lon Warnicki calls the blow a ground rule double, but after a protest by manager Charlie Grimm, Bruton's hit is ruled a homer, and the fleet fly chaser jogs home with a run that spells a 3-2 victory for the Braves in their Milwaukee debut. After a very successful swing around the Eastern Circuit, the Braves came back to Milwaukee in early May. To the surprise of many so-called experts, they were battling the defending champion Brooklyn Dodgers and the Philadelphia Phillies for the National League lead. Moving into Milwaukee County Stadium for their first visit were Leo DeRozier's well-regarded New York Giants. Rookie right-hander Bob Buell in his Major League start hurled a nifty 2-hitter to top the Giants 8-1 in the series opener. As the crowd gathered in County Stadium for the second game of the series, the Braves had yet to taste defeat at home. In the first inning, Menashe's Dave Coslow fires for New York, and Brave third sacker Eddie Mathews connects solidly toward deep right field. It's over the fence for a home run. The blow, Mathews' 7th 4-ply belt of the season, gives the Milwaukeeans an early edge. The Braves add 2 more markers to lead 3-0 after 6 innings. White Wilhelm takes over for the Giants in the bottom of the 7th. Then, with the bases loaded, a Wilhelm knuckleball gets away from the catcher, and Lou Burdett races across with run number 4 for the Braves. The hitter, Eddie Mathews, then waits out a ball 4 and goes on down to first base to load the sacks again. Wilhelm takes the full windup and delivers to Sid Gordon, who blasts a long drive in a deep right center field that sends Bruton, Logan, and Mathews scurrying around the bases to score 3 more for the Braves, and Gordon pulls up at third with a triple. The first earned runs of the season scored off Wilhelm drive him to cover, and Frank Hiller comes on in relief. Andy Pafko greets him with a single. And the big first baseman lines a base knock in the right field that pushes Pafko around to third. Pitching cautiously, Hiller faces Jackson Dittmer, who grounds into a force out, but Pafko scores in the play, and the Braves go on to crush the Giants by an 11-1 score behind the fine relief pitching of Lou Burdett. On May 14th, Milwaukee were treated to the first in a series of late-inning heroics, which were to become a common occurrence with the Fighting Braves. On this day, Jack Dittmer's bases-loaded single in the 9th beat Pittsburgh 3-2. And on the 15th, a 2-run 8th-inning home run by slugging Sid Gordon beat the Pirates again. The Braves are moving along at a rapid clip before a spectacular one-hitter by the Phillies' ace southpaw, Curt Simmons, momentarily slowed him up. Billy Bruton, Braves leadoff man, singled in the first inning to prevent Simmons from pitching a no-hitter. Simmons then retired 27 men in order for a near-perfect game. Max Sircon, veteran Braves pitcher, on May the 25th established a modern Major League strikeout record. The big right-hander, while pitching against the hard-hitting Cincinnati Redlegs, mowed down 8 straight batters. Sircon's brilliant performance eclipsed a 47-year-old record established by George Wiltsey and tied later by Dazzy Vance and Van Lingo Mungo. Incidentally, Max was the leading hitter among National League pitchers this year. The Braves then went on the warpath against the Eastern clubs, and again they were successful. The highlight of this Eastern swing came at the Polo Grounds in New York, where the Milwaukeeans beat the Giants in 3 out of 4 games. In the thrilling third game of that series, it's the Giants' Jim Hearn pitching. And the Santa Barbara bomber, Eddie Mathews, steps into Big Jim's fastball and cannonades it into the right field bleachers for a home run. Time and time again, the home run has proved to be the Braves' most devastating offensive weapon. And once more, it gets them off on the right foot as Mathews crosses with the first run of the ball game. Still in the first inning, the Braves are by no means finished, for with runners on second and third, they have a golden opportunity to score once more. And they do just that, as Joe Adcock laces a clean single to center that scores Sid Gordon from third and Andy Pafko from second to give the Braves a 3-0 lead. In the second inning, it's New York's right fielder Hank Thompson at the plate, and Thompson tags a Bickford curve. Pafko goes back to the fence, but it's a home run. Thompson completes his tour of the sacks and crosses with New York's second run, making it a 3-2 game, Milwaukee leading. It's the home half with Bickford firing a fastball to Alvin Dark. Dark gets good one on the ball, and it's long gone, carrying into the upper stands in left field for a circuit smash. Dark's four-master ties the count at 3-all. Hank Thompson steps up in the bottom of the fourth, and for the second time in the game, Thompson wallops the ball into the right field pavilion for a homer. This run, plus another added in the fifth frame, gave New York a 5-3 lead, and that's how it stood until the 8th inning. Then with Mathews on first and Bruton on second, Giants reliever Hoyt Wilhelm pitches to Sid Gordon. Gordon puts the fat of his bat against a Wilhelm knuckleball. Yours truly is really excited as the horsehide sails high, wide, and handsome over the left field roof for a 3-run homer. This game-winning clout by veteran Sid Gordon was typical of the fight and spirit shown by the Milwaukee team. When the Braves returned to Milwaukee on June 16th, they were only a half a game out of first place. 2 fast victories over the Philadelphia Phillies put the Braves back on top. But then some rough luck plagued the tribe. Among several tough losses was a heartbreaking defeat encountered by Warren Spahn. Spahn tossed a 2-hitter against Pittsburgh but lost 1-0. The Brooklyn Dodgers invaded County Stadium for one of the most important series of the year in the National League. Before sellout crowds, the Dodgers swept the first 2 games to tie the Braves for first place. Wisconsin fans were still very much behind their team and pulling for Charlie Grimm's men to snap out of their slump. Trailing 3-0 in the top of the third, the Braves' Bob Buell relieves Warren Spahn. Gil Hodges, the first batter to face Buell, greets him with a mighty two-run homer that scores catcher Roy Campanella ahead of muscular Gil to give the Dodgers a 5-0 lead over the Braves after 3 innings. In the Braves' fifth, Joe Adcock, who earlier in the season blasted a record 475-foot home run at the Polo Grounds, knocks another ball out of the park. But this is all for the Braves, as the Dodgers win going away 11-1 to take over first place, which unfortunately for the Braves, they never relinquished. Next came the midseason break for the All-Star game, and 2 members of the Braves squad, pitcher Warren Spahn and third baseman Eddie Mathews, joined forces with other National League stars at Crosley Field in Cincinnati, where they hope to turn back the American League for the 4th consecutive year. Milwaukee's star southpaw Warren the hill for the National Leaguers. Spahn pitching hitless ball, whips a called third strike past Washington's Mickey Vernon, the American League's leading hitter. For 2 innings, Spahn baffles the junior loop batsman with a blazing fastball and a sharp curve. In the 5th frame, Big Gus Zernio, the home run hitting specialist of the Philadelphia Athletics, looks at a called third strike. Spahn turns in 2 hitless innings to become the winning pitcher for the National League. It's a scoreless game as the senior circuit sluggers come to bat in the bottom of the 5th. Ace New York Yankee hurler Allie Reynolds hits the Braves' Eddie Mathews on the foot, and Mathews is awarded first base. The next batter, Enos Slaughter of the St. Louis Cardinals, draws a walk to put runners on first and second. Allie Reynolds, the big chief, fires the pinch hitter Richie Ashburn of the Phillies, and Richie slaps a single through the middle. Eddie Mathews scores the game's first run, and the National Leaguers go on to win 5-1. After the All-Star game, the Braves again headed east, where they won 3 out of 5 from Pittsburgh and New York. And as they moved into the Connie Mack Stadium of Philadelphia, manager Grimm was happy enough to kid with assistant trainer Joe Taylor. With Willie Jones on first base, Johnny Antonelli, Braves pitcher, faces Philadelphia rookie Ted Kazansky, and Kazansky swats a line drive in the left center field that's dropped by Billy Bruton, and Jones races all the way around to score as the Phillies take a 1-0 lead. Now it's the Braves' turn. A Kurt Simmons fastball is belted by Big Walker Cooper. Joe Adcock, who was on first base, literally gallops around the base path to tie up the ball game. Cooper pulls up at second with a double. Simmons in hot water faces Jack Dittmer. Dittmer pulls a solid drive down the right field line for a double that chases Cooper across the dish to put the Braves in front 2-1 after 5 innings. In the Braves' 6th, with 2 ducks on the pond, Simmons pitches to hard-hitting Walker Cooper. And boom, the 38-year-old veteran lines a rifle shot into the upper left field stands for a home run. Sid Gordon registers the 3rd Brave run. Joe Adcock jogs around with run number 4. And Big Coop completes his tour to highlight a 7-3 victory for the Braves. Next stop was Brooklyn, where Jack Dittmer's 3 hits paced Milwaukee to an 11-6 triumph over the Dodgers on July the 24th. Dittmer's keystone companion, Johnny Logan, aided in this cause by driving in 3 runs with 2 timely singles. Unfortunately, the Braves stayed in Brooklyn a little too long this trip, as fiery Russ Meyer shutout pitching plus 2 more 1-run defeats concluded the tour. The Tribe then headed back to Milwaukee, where the future held a promise of better things to come. On July 27th, the Milwaukeeans were responsible for the collapse of the New York Giants. A 4-game series was witnessed by 114,270 fans. 13 proved to be a lucky number for Warren Spahn as he gained his 13th victory with a 13-0 shutout over New York. Rookie Bob Buell also whitewashed the Gothamites 2-0 on 6 hits, while right-hander Lou Burdett celebrated his second starting stint of the campaign with a 6-hit, 5-0 shutout victory over the Giants. After a half season of emergency duty as a relief pitcher, Burdett gained his first Major League shutout. On August 1st, only an infield single by Philadelphia's Richie Ashburn prevented Warren Spahn from pitching a no-hit, no-run game as the Braves beat the Phillies 5-0. Rookie Harry Hannebrink proved a revelation to Milwaukee followers with his utility performances. His 3-run, 9th-inning triple beat the Brooklyn Dodgers on August 5th. Pennant fever soared in Milwaukee when the Braves took the first 2 games of a 4-game series with Pittsburgh. The Braves were hoping for a clean sweep, and so were the 35,000 fans who jammed the Milwaukee County Stadium for a Sunday doubleheader with Fred Haney's Bucks. In the Braves' third with 2 men on, Pittsburgh's Paul LaPalme pitches to Billy Bruton, who knocks a safety to center that scores Harry Hannebrink from second base. Braves lead 1-0, and there's still 2 men on. Johnny Logan slams a single to center field, but fast fielding by Frank Thomas holds Surkan at third. Eddie Mathews forces Logan, and Surkan scores the Braves' second run. But the Pirates came back with 3 runs in the fourth to take a 1-run lead. The Pirates come back for more in the fifth as Max Surkan throws, and Paul Smith smashes his pitch in the deep right field. Andy Pefko leaps high, but to no avail. It's over his head and out of the park for a homer. This gives the Pirates a 4-2 lead after 4.5 innings. In the Brave half of the fifth, it's LaPalme facing Eddie Mathews, who blasts a tremendous 450-foot drive over the Braves bullpen for his 36th round trip of the season, and Milwaukee trails Pittsburgh 4-3 after the fifth. Harry Hannebrink opens the Milwaukee seventh with a single. Then pinch hitter Walker Cooper belts LaPalme's pitch out to the 397-foot mark, and Hannebrink scurries home with a tying run as Big Coop pulls up at second with a double. In this situation, manager Grimm injects veteran and valuable utility man Sibby Sisti into the lineup as a pinch runner for Walker Cooper. Johnny Logan delivers a single that scores Sisti with a tie-breaking run, and the Braves go on to win 7-4. The Tribe also took the nightcap to sweep their only 4-game series of the 1953 season. As the season progressed, it became more and more obvious that in slugging third baseman Eddie Mathews, the Braves had the newest and perhaps the most potent threat to the Babe Ruth home run record. The Babe's fable mark of 60 round trippers in one season has withstood the assault of all big league sluggers for 26 years. Many experts say that if the Babe standard is to be broken, Mathews will be the man to do it. On August 21st, Mathews, just 21 years old, became the greatest home run hitter in Braves history by clouding his 39th of the season against the Cubs. The blast erased Wally Berger's mark that had stood for 22 years. Fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, boys and sweethearts are all coming out and enjoying baseball at Milwaukee County Stadium. In their final Eastern tour, the Milwaukeeans wrote another page into the baseball record book. In Pittsburgh, the team pounded out 12 home runs in a doubleheader to shatter 2 National League standards and tie an American League mark. It took 7 men in all to do this, which is proof in itself of the balance of power contained in the Braves lineup. Jack Dittmer accounted for 1 home run. Joe Ad contributed 1, a difficult inside-the-park job. Johnny Logan rapped 2 balls out of the park. Hard-hitting outfielder Jim Pendleton connected for 3 circuit blows. Eddie Mathews also authored 3 boundary belts. Catcher Del Crandall pulled 1 ball into the seats, as did Sid Gordon in this great record-breaking achievement. It was a field in Brooklyn that the Braves engaged in one of their most thrilling battles of the season. The Milwaukeeans were still in pennant contention. The Braves are trailing 4-2 and were in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Relief pitcher Ernie Johnson is on the hill for Milwaukee. 2 men are on base, and Billy Cox is at bat. Cox belts Johnson's pitch into the lower left field, stands for a home run. Gil Hodges scores. Carl Furillo scores. And Billy Cox scores to give the Dodgers a 7-2 lead at the end of 3 innings. Jim Pendleton opens the Braves' 4th with a double. Sid Gordon draws a walk. Jim Hughes, the Dodger hurler, then pitches to Jack Dittmer, who connects solidly to right. Carl Furillo goes back, but all he can do is watch as the ball sails out of the park. Pendleton, Gordon, and Dittmer all scored to narrow the Bums' lead to a 7-5 count. In the Braves' 5th, with Joe Black on the mound and Del Crandall on first, Jimmy Pendleton lashes towards left. Don Thompson goes back to the wall, but it's into the stands for a home run. Crandall checks in, and Pendleton comes across with run number 7, and it's a tie ball game. This home run, the Braves' 14th in 3 consecutive games, established another record. Now in the 7th inning, Crandall is on second base. Joe Black sets, throws, and Jimmy Pendleton lines a single to center that gets away from Duke Snider, allowing Crandall to score the tie-breaking run. There's 2 out now, but Jack Dittmer is on second, and pitcher Bob Buell on first. Relief pitcher Clem Levine fires to Billy Bruton, who whacks a single to right field. This scores Jack Dittmer with the eventual winning run as the Braves bounce the Bums in a thrilling 9-8 tussle. All season long, Milwaukee fans were plenty proud of the only Wisconsin-born Brave, the belting beauty from Boyceville, Andy Pafko. Andy, who started his career in Green Bay some 12 years ago, is mighty happy about playing in his native Wisconsin again. Pafko reached his peak in the 1953 season when he hit 2 home runs against the Dodgers to prevent his former teammates from clinching the pennant. It's September the 12th. And the Braves, who have been the surprise team of big league baseball in 1953, are in second place behind the Brooklyn Dodgers. The Dodgers need just one more victory to clinch the pennant. Milwaukee fans, 35,000 strong, rally behind their team to see if their beloved Braves could prolong the National League flag chase. Charlie Grimm's pitching selection is 25-year-old rookie ace Bob Buell. The game is a scoreless tie in the Braves' half of the second inning, when with 2 men out and 2 men on, Jack Dittmer steps up to the plate. The Dodgers' Carl Erskine checks the runners and throws. Dittmer bangs the pitch into center field for a single, and Walker Cooper races home to give Milwaukee a 1-0 lead. In the Brooklyn 4th, with Reese on second and Snider on first, Jackie Robinson waits out a ball 4, and the bases are FOB, full of Brooks. Gil Hodges forces Jackie Robinson, and Pee Wee Reese scores. A wild throw follows, allowing Snider to tally, and Brooklyn leads 2-1 after 5 innings. Now it's the top of the 6th. Campanella's on third, and Gil Hodges on first. There's 1 out with Billy Cox at the plate. He sends a fly to right field. Andy Pafko pulls it in, but Campanella scores after the catch, with Hodges moving to second. Pitcher Carl Erskine draws a walk to put runners on first and second. Buell now faces Junior Gilliam and forces him to pop up. Jack Dittmer goes back for the ball, misjudges and drops it. Hodges races home with another Brooklyn run. The Dodgers went on to win this one by a 5-1 count. With this victory, the Dodgers clinched the National League pennant for the 2nd consecutive year. This was the first time in the history of Brooklyn baseball that the Dodgers had been able to win 2 successive pennants. The jubilant Bums hoist manager Charlie Dressen to their shoulders in a post-game victory celebration. It was a great season for Charlie Dressen and general manager O'Malley. Even though the Braves were now out in the race, Milwaukee fans were not lacking in enthusiasm. On Sunday, September 13th, as Warren Spahn went bound in quest of his 20th victory, more than 33,000 spectators were there to cheer on the Braves' ace southpaw. Warren's attempting to enter the charmed 20-game win circle for the 5th time in the last 7 years. Spahn set New York without a run in the first inning, but in the second, Monty Irvin tags one of Warren's pitches far over the head of Jim Pendleton and into the left field bleachers for a home run, and the Giants lead 1-0. The Giants carry that 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. Andy Pafko opens this inning for the Braves with a single. Then Joe Adcock pounds a Larry Johnson pitch out of the reach of left fielder Monty Irvin and into the grasping hands of a loyal Braves rooter. Adcock's dramatic homer proved to be the winning blow of the game as the Braves held on to win 2-1. The number 13 holds no ill luck for Warren Spahn. As you'll remember, Warren's 13th victory was a 13-0 shutout. Now on September 13th, the slender southpaw delivers a dandy 6-hitter for his 20th victory. The fabulous Wisconsin fans who had astounded baseball executives everywhere with their support of the Braves rewrote the all-time seasonal attendance record for a National League ball club on September 20th. At the Braves' final home game, over 36,000 fans filled the county stadium to raise Milwaukee's attendance total to an unheard of 1,826,397. A great tribute to a great team and a great town. It became traditional with Milwaukee fans to sing en masse our national anthem. Braves general manager John Quinn and publicity man Donald Davidson are among the interested spectators as the Braves take an early 1-0 lead over the Cincinnati Redlegs. That's the way it stays until the Redlegs' sixth, when Jim Greengrass connects with an Antonelli pitch. It's a 2-run homer that scores Gus Bell as well as Greengrass and puts the Rhinelanders in front 2-1 after 6 innings. The Redlegs add 3 more in the 7th to lead 5-1, but hustling Andy Pafko opens the tri-8th with a single. Del Crandall follows with a home run in the left field stands, but this wasn't enough. The Redlegs won this one 5-3. However, the Braves came back to win the nightcap 3-0 as 18-year-old Braves bonus rookie Joey J hurled a brilliant shutout. Just as the Braves began the 1953 season with a 2-0 victory over Cincinnati behind the 3-hit pitching of Max Serkant, so also do they journey to the Queen City for their final game of the year. Fred Bajewski will toe the slab for the Redlegs, while Warren Spahn will be going after his 23rd win of the season for Charlie Grimm's 9. Trailing 2-0 in the 4th inning, the Braves have Andy Pafko on third, Joe Adcock on second, and the batter is outfielder Bobby Thorpe. Thorpe wraps out a double that scores Andy Pafko first and Joe Adcock, and the score is tied at 2-all. Next up, Jack Dittmer follows with another base knock, and Thorpe shows no signs of the injuries that hobbled him early in the season as he scores from second to break the tie. The Braves add another and now lead 4-2. Intent on winning this one, the Braves lead us 6-2 as Jim Pendleton singles in the 6th inning. Shortstop Johnny Logan then blasts an outside pitch over the right field screen for a 2-run home run. This gave Warren Spahn his 23rd win for his best year in the big leagues and brought the Braves an 8-2 victory in the 1953 season finale. Quite a story, wasn't it, folks? And quite a tribute, too, to the civic pride of the people of Milwaukee and Wisconsin. 1950, remembered, as the year the Braves came to town and went to town. Now the cheering crowds, the hot dog, home runs by Eddie Mathews, strikeouts by Warren Spahn are all a part of us. Yes, the Braves are proud of Milwaukee and Wisconsin, and we're proud of the Braves. But let's not have that pride stop here. Let's have it end with the National League pennant flying over Milwaukee County Stadium in 1954.